Hi, I'm Patu from freefincal. When the stock market crashes, the immediate response from some people would be, hey, this is a great discount sale on to buy stocks at cheap prices or to buy the market itself at a lower price and so on. But then the grim reality of a market crash, such as the one that we saw last month, becomes evident. Job loss, pay cuts, lack of business, mounting debt, closure of businesses, bankruptcy, and maybe even suicides. And that's the kind of reality that we are staring at now. And I would say that many people will face the prospect of at least a pay cut, if not a job loss. We just saw that government employees in Andhra will be facing in Telangana will be facing a pay cut. We just saw just now the MPs and the ministers will be facing will be suffering a pay cut. We may say that's not much for them, but that's the reality. The pay cut is the reality, and that's going to happen in the corporate sector as well. It's very possible that's going to happen to you. It's very possible that you could be laid off. I'm not trying to scare you, as someone wrote to me today. That's the reality. If you don't understand it by now, I don't know what I mean. What can I say to that? So, what should you do? What should we do to survive this lockdown? Impact is it's common sense, but then let's run through it once. A simple emergency fund that is going to last 3 months or 6 months is not going to be enough for you, because you need to have at least a year's expenses. You need to have a couple of EMIs. That EMI moratorium is just, oh my god, what a complete I don't know what to call it. Let me not say something bad. The finance minister could have come out and said, "Look, I cannot give you a EMI holiday because the banks can exploit it, or banks don't have are not in healthy shape themselves to give you a EMI holiday. So it's better for you to pay your EMIs." That honesty would have been better than giving this moratorium, people taking it, thinking that they don't have to pay EMI for 3 months and then realizing that they had to pay a lot more later on. That's just horrible. So you need to have some money, 2 3 EMIs along with your usual emergency stash, because emergencies can still occur when you're laid off, and then you need, I would say, at least 1 year of expenses. So you need to reorganize, I would say, your assets and separate them into two: assets that are locked in and assets that are free to be withdrawn. I would suggest first you make a list of that, and then you will have to reorient it and say, let me pull some money out from my stocks, let me stop my SIPs. If job loss or pay cut is a problem for you, let me stop my SIPs. Let me take some money out from stocks and equity mutual funds, because they are typically liquid, and unless it's a ELSS. Let me take that out and let me keep that in cash. Let me survive this period until things look up again, and then let me start worrying about investing, financial planning, etc., and so on. So that has to be done. While you do it, while you plan for it, please get rid of any kind of debt, personal loans, credit card loans that you have, which has got double-digit interest rates. That will kill you. Find some way, you borrow some money from relatives if possible, free of interest. Take that money, and or maybe borrow from your parents, and just get rid of all such loans. Better to do it when you have some money, and instead of when you are laid off and so on. So that's better to do it. So like I said, categorize your investments into locked in versus free to withdraw. Just imagine how wonderful EPF is. If you get laid off, your full EPF will be accessible to you after a couple of months. Whereas if you are in MPS, especially corporate MPS, you can't pull out unless you annuitize. That is, you have to buy a pension plan for 80% of that money. Otherwise, that money is just useless to you, right? So that's the reason why I keep saying, don't put money in illiquid instrument. There's always some bugger who says, "Oh, discipline. It's for the long term." No, it will help people get discipline. That's just complete bollocks. Money is useful only if you can get it when you want. Liquidity is more important than returns. At a time like this, liquidity That's why they say cash is king. They say cash is king not because you can get that cash immediately. That's why it's cash. It's cash. If it's not liquid, it's not cash. So that's why they say cash is king. You need money. You need quickly that money to get solve your problem. So don't put all your money into PPF, NPS. My God, this is horrible. You need cash. So please reorient your asset allocation. If necessary, sell some stocks, sell some equity mutual funds, debt mutual funds. If there are online FDs, you can leave it as such. Reorient it. So have at least 1 year of expenses plus 2-3 EMIs plus some extra emergency stash. That's your cash. You must have that ready. That's easy for me to say, but young people, at least people who are less than 30 who are watching this, if they are watching this, they may find it difficult to do that. But at least get rid of your debt. Don't get into debt, new debt. Get rid of your old debt. At least if you do that and somehow manage 1 or 2 months of expenses, keep that separately. That's more than enough for you to do. If you're slightly older with responsibilities and so on, then you need one year's expenses. So you have to reorient your asset allocation at least temporarily. There's nothing you can do. Then you have to categorize your expenses as essential and non-essential. That's always going to be a problem. If you have kids and so on, it's going to be a problem. But you have to make a list. You don't need to cut until it's absolutely necessary. But I think you have to do it. There's no choice. I mean, that's as somebody who's been there, done that, I know it's hard and it can make you question about your life and everything. But then now is the time to figure out if you have enough life insurance, whether you have health insurance. Please recognize if you lose your job, health insurance costs can be very, very difficult to handle. Hospitalization costs, I mean. So better to have a health insurance. I have plenty of resources on how to choose a health insurance. You can do that. Go ahead and do that. This is the time to do all that. Build up your fortification, build up your basic money management platform in foundation in place as much as you possibly can. And this is something that I've been saying all the time. You need to start thinking about how the skills that you have can help other people. How find out, and there are some if I mean some of these skills can be immediately used for getting money. For example, if you're good in writing articles, you can write. You can write for me. You can, if you are good in writing, in personal finance, for example, send me an email and I'll try to get you some money. Not too much, but at least something to keep you going. But depends on what you can write and your experience and so on. But let's see. But then that's how you can be a content writer. You can be a web designer. A lot of people out there have shitty websites. You can don't think about making videos on YouTube and making money. That's going to take some time. But quick money. You have to use your your skills, exchange it for time. You do a service for people and get paid. That's the quickest way to earn money now. But long term also, you can start thinking about how to convert your talents and your skills into something that people will pay for, and, for your expertise and so on. This is the time to build that. You need that secondary source of income. Trust me, it's going to make a big difference for you. The problem is that people don't have the skills to do it, but they want the income. That's what I feel when I see all these the young guys in these community blogs, how to make money blogs and so on. They all want money, but they don't have the skill. Build the skill, the money will come. Why are you? There's no need to force the money to come. You can't do that, or you can't hurry that process. What you must do is build the skill, make yourself valuable. You can write valuable content, valuable. If you can be of value to somebody else, the money will automatically come. That's something that you need to build. I've been saying this for a long time. There's a series of videos for it called Monday Money Mantra. I wanted to run a course on this. I've not got the time to do it yet. This year has been crazy so far. I wanted to launch it in summer. So those are the basic steps. At least 1 year's expenses. Realign your asset allocation, and let's hope we get through this in one piece.